Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the morning routine. It's Thursday morning, June the 8th, 2017. So glad you guys are here once again this morning, and hope your week is rolling along nice. It's a beautiful Thursday morning here in Pennsylvania. The sun is shining, the skies are blue, and hopefully we're on track to warm up a little bit around here. But week seems to be progressing quite nicely, which is exciting, and on we go. So I should start opening my mail for you guys because every time you get a package in there, it's like Christmas all over again. Like, who doesn't like checking the mail? Except for the bills. Bills stink. But yesterday I got this great thing in the mail, and as you guys know, I deal in produce, and I got a new T-shirt from from an onion farmer out in California. Look at that. Isn't that cool? The Onion Express. My wife hates it when I wear produce apparel, but hey, it's a nice T-shirt. So, I think what I'm going to do is every time I get a package now or something in the mail, I might save it and open it in the morning. And we'll have like mail time like Blue's Clues did. And whatever comes, we open and we see what's inside. It'll be like little prizes. It'll be fun. So anyways, I don't know. I get so excited over little things, right? The mail. Who cares? I don't know. It's great. So, hey, let's jump into some stories that I've been digging up here. Yesterday, I was spending some time reading, of course, trying to dig out some interesting things to share. And these are the three things that I found yesterday to share. So one is another app, which seems to be trending that I keep finding these apps that are so interesting, and not all of them do I get to try and use, like that one the other day that, what was that one? Something Playgrounds. It's still on my iPad. It actually was really cool, but where I was learning how to code, that's a really cool app. So, but that's funny, Kevin. Yes, this onion shirt does bring tears to my eyes, but tears of joy. So maybe I have to wear swim goggles when I wear it to try to avoid the tears. That'd be kind of funny. So, but anyways, this app that I found was invented by two guys who were foreign, weren't English speaking. They were foreign languages. What were they? Let's see here. Hang on. One was from like India and one was from Pakistan, I believe. But they were coming out with the products and they were trying to make it, and they were having a hard time communicating because they didn't know how to they just didn't know how to speak fluently and connect well. That's what I'm looking for, to connect well. So they joined like Toastmasters and things like that to try to get better at that because they wanted to be able to, raise money for crowdfunding for business ideas and things like that. And it wasn't working really great. So they're like, why don't we invent something that might help people who want to be able to communicate effectively? And so they invented this app, and I've been reading about it. And I downloaded it, but I never got a chance to try to use it. It's called Orai, O-R-A-I, Orai app, okay? And the reason why they created this is based on the idea that, 25% of Americans are afraid of public speaking, and because they don't know how to do it effectively. This app will help that. So this app, listen to what this thing does. It's actually pretty cool. I'm just going to read a paragraph. Use Orai for a few minutes a day and you might start speaking more clearly at the ideal 130 to 150 words per minute. Use fewer filler words like and and improve your voice modulation and energy levels during a presentation. So it has different tasks when you open up the app to walk you through. Opening the app gives you a short menu of exercises. One is tongue twister. Obviously, has you speak and record yourself saying a phrase 3 times quickly. Elevator pitch gives you 90 seconds to practice presenting your $1 million idea. The challenge asks you to speak for at least 30 seconds about your favorite TV show while intentionally saying every other word. What these things do is, one, help you practice your linguistic ability, but it also makes you so aware of how often you say and and things like that. Reading a basic 30-second prompt. This is the person who tried the app and was writing this article. Reading a basic 30-second prompt, I received an 81% for speech clarity. Orai recommended I try adding 1 or 2 second pauses between sentences to improve comprehension. Turns out I was speaking at 176 words per minute. Orai let me know that was 30 words too fast. My recording was graded an uninspiring monotone. So this app will actually give you these different tools to try to make you more aware of your speech and how you're talking. It's pretty cool. So anyway, Awry. I'll have the link in the show links, of course. freedomconvo.com morning show, or on Facebook and YouTube. It's right at the bottom of the video. So anyways, that was interesting. Next article that I found that I really enjoyed was tiny houses. Like, there are so many people who want tiny houses, and this where was this? Detroit. This is great. Listen to this, guys. If you live in Detroit and make only $10,000 a year, you still might be able to buy a newly constructed house. On 2 vacant blocks in the city's northwest side, a new neighborhood of tiny houses was designed to help people living in poverty become homeowners. Through a rent-to-own program, residents will pay $1 per square foot in rent each month. So a 250 square foot house costs you $250 in rent. And at a maximum of 7 years, you will then own the house and take title to it. And you'll own this thing. And what they're trying to do is, they're saying, this article I'm reading, and it's a great point, that people who are making minimum wage, there's no way that you can rent an apartment in any city or almost anywhere. I mean, it's almost impossible. So this is a way of doing it. And listen, I mean, so people who are making minimum wage and living, on the basically they're living poor, right? They don't have anything that they could use as collateral, which I never thought about. If they needed to get a car, there's no collateral. They don't have anything that they can sell to climb the economic ladder, which, that's right. I mean, one of the ways of going up the economic ladder is being able to buy something and be able to sell it for more money eventually, or something like that. And they don't have anything to leave their children. This is a way that they get to rent to own a tiny house and have their own place. This is awesome. And they're pointing it out, how it's different than Habitat for Humanity, because if you get a Habitat for Humanity house, you still need to be able to get a mortgage and get approved for a mortgage. They're lower, but you still need to be able to get approved. You can't get approved if you're making $10,000 a year or less and working and living on minimum wage. It's impossible, right? So I thought this was great. So this is how it works. The houses range in size from 250 to 400 square foot and have basic bathroom and kitchen. They're funded by private donations and foundations. Professional builders handle the foundation, shell, roof, electrical, plumbing. Volunteers do the rest, from installing cabinets to a deck on the back. Some of the materials are donated, helping keep the cost around $40,000 to $50,000. For about the price of an expensive car, we can give them a pretty nice house. Talk about reaching to the community, right? And providing something for people that otherwise they may never have. I love it. So great article. I'll put a link in the show notes. You can read more about it if you want to know more about it. I thought that was very inspiring, though, and encourages us to kind of stretch our minds and think of ways that we can do things like that for people that ordinarily they might not get. For an example, this great thing that we just did at our church locally. If you go to the church that I go to, you're well aware of it. If you don't, we just did a diaper drive, right? I mean, anybody who has kids knows how expensive stinking diapers are. It's amazing. I honestly went to the store. I was buying diapers to bring to the church for the diaper drive, right? And I'm like, my son and I, Zach, he was with me, and I'm like, we are going to load up carts. And we're just going to, this is awesome. I'm so excited because I remember how expensive diapers were. We go into the store, and we go to load, and I'm looking at the prices. I'm like, holy crap. I didn't know they were that expensive, so we did not fill up carts of diapers, I promise you. But we did get a couple boxes, but it was insane. I mean, right? And it's a way to provide something to the community that they otherwise may not have had. So anyways, last story before we move on, guys. This is on Kickstarter. It's all over the news. It's a blanket called the Gravity Blanket. The Gravity Blanket sells for $200, and so far they have raised on Kickstarter $4.7 million to provide a blanket for $200 each. Now, why, you ask? This is what they promote Gravity Blanket as. The Gravity is a premium grade, therapeutic weighted blanket that harnesses the power of deep touch stimulation to gently distribute deep pressure across your body. It has been engineered to be around 10% of your body weight, Gravity helps relax the nervous system by simulating the feeling of being held or hugged. Will you give me $200 for it? I tried selling it to you. But anyways, very interesting that people will spend $200 for a blanket to feel hugged and held. I love it. So anyways, I'll have a link to that also in the show notes, and you can check it out yourself. There's actually videos about the blanket as well. So moving on, guys. Let's check our Google Trends and see what's going on. As of yesterday, the top 10 most searched things on Google were, number 1, Christopher Wray, as in W-R-A-Y. Trump picks Christopher Wray to be the new FBI director. Number 2 is Bob Stoops. Bob Stoops was the Oklahoma coach, and he has quit his job. Number 3, NBA scores. Number 4, Selena Gomez. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time. Number 5, Todd Harris. Todd Harris was an NBA executive. Number 6, CMT Music Awards. Number 7 is Iran. Number 8 is Powerball numbers. Number 9 is Prince. Wow. Number 10 is Kevin Love. That's he's a basketball player, I think, isn't he, guys? I'm pretty sure he is, yeah. So that's the top 10 most searched things on Google as of yesterday. Kevin, you know what? You don't have to give me $50 for a hug. I give you a free hug. You know what? That's it. Anybody who hears this and sees Kevin today, give him a hug, all right? And you have to whisper the word gravity in his ear while you're giving him a hug, all right? Let's see how many times he gets to hear the word gravity today. So, all right, let's go see our trending news. What is trending this morning on our news? Here we go, guys. Top of the trending news list is New York City. Russian mobsters arrested for peddling stolen chocolate. What? Come on, man. Are you kidding me? This is crazy. If you're a Russian mobster, you live in a world where people need to be fearful of you, right? To command your whatever. And you're selling stolen chocolate? Are you kidding me? Like, hey, I got a bag of Hershey Kisses. They're cheap. Want them? What kind of mobster is that? I should watch what I say, though, in case he's listening to the morning routine. He might show up at my door. Yikes. All right. Next, Bob Stoops. Bob Stoops retires as Oklahoma head coach after 18 seasons. Next is James Comey, reading between the lines of Comey's prepared testimony. Next is Kamala Harris. Senate Intel Committee chair interrupts. Cuts off Kamala Harris during hearing. Ooh. Next, Ben McKenzie and Marina Baccarin. Gotham co-stars Marina Baccarin and Ben McKenzie are married. Great. Trending news. There you go. Next is Dan Coates. Intelligence officials testify in Senate hearing. There's going to be a lot of this stuff because all these hearings that are going on now with the FBI. Next is Barack Obama. Obama Trudeau share dinner date, bro hug in Montreal. I wonder if Trudeau whispered gravity in his ear when he hugged him. Good question, right? I know. All right, next, Christopher Wray. Trump to nominate Christopher Wray as FBI director. And then last but not least, liberal government promises extra $62 billion for military over next 2 years. This is in Canada. So there you go. That's our top trending news for today. Let's move on to a passage of wisdom, right? Here we go. Something a little more timeless. And today, it's a long one today. And all right, I'm having a hard time getting a sense for this one, but let's read it and let's see what it is, right? We're going to read from 2 Timothy chapter 2, verses 19 to 23. Here we go, all right? I'll take it nice and easy. Nevertheless, God's solid foundation stands firm, sealed with this inscription: the Lord knows those who are his, and everyone who confesses the name of the Lord must turn away from wickedness. All right, so the Lord knows those who are his, and everyone who confesses the name of the Lord must turn away from wickedness. All right. In a large house, there are articles not only of gold and silver, but also of wood and clay. Some are for special purposes, and some are for common use. Those who cleanse themselves from the latter, so those who cleanse themselves from the wood and clay, will be instruments for special purposes and made holy, useful to the master and prepared to do any good work. Flee the evil desires of youth and pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace, along with those who call on the Lord out of a pure heart. Don't have anything to do with foolish and stupid arguments, because you know they produce quarrels. So that's kind of a long passage there. And I got to be honest, sometimes I read something and it speaks to me, and I'm there. Sometimes I read something and I'm not tracking with it 100%, and I read it a year from now and I'm like, wow, that's a great passage. But so this one, I guess I kind of get it, right? But I don't know if it's like, whoa, it's like getting me today. So everyone who confesses the name of the Lord must turn away from wickedness. Okay. In a large house, there are articles not only of gold and silver, but also of wood and clay. Those who cleanse themselves from the latter. So if we cleanse ourselves from the wood and clay, we will be instruments for special purpose. So I kind of take that as if we cleanse ourselves of like the minutia, the unimportant things in our life, and focus on what's most important. That's kind of what I'm seeing there. So then the master is prepared to do, will be useful to the master and prepared to do any good work. This part is easy. Flee the evil desires of your youth and pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace. I mean, that speaks for itself. That's very easy. So I like that. Don't have anything to do with foolish and stupid arguments, because you know they produce quarrels. All right, let's focus on that one as well. Don't have anything to do with foolish and stupid arguments, because you know they produce quarrels. Not squirrels, quarrels. So that is an easy one that we can focus on today as well, right? So we can focus on getting rid of the wood and clay in our life, the things that are frivolous and that are wasting time and energy and focus, that mean nothing to what's going on long term and to the people around us, and also to stay away from foolish and stupid arguments. How often do we fall into those? Probably the easiest place to fall into those little things is maybe in our marriage, right? It's a little difference of opinion on something so silly, like which cabinet should something be stored in? Well, I think it should go there. Well, I think it should go there. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's wood and clay. Get rid of it. Throw it away if it's going to cause an argument. So, but let's focus on that today. It's good reminders there. So, but a link to that will be in the show notes if you want to read it again to kind of soak into it more. So let's pray and let's get this day started, guys. Father, good morning. Father, we thank you for this Thursday. We thank you for the sun that you have created that faithfully rises every morning. Something that we can count on, just like your grace and love. Unwavering, unfailing, there every day. Whether we look for it or not, it's there. And we thank you for that reminder. Father, be with us today as we've been encouraged to weed out the wood and clay in our life, the things that are frivolous, time-consuming, and just in the way and make life more difficult and bogged down. Help us free ourselves of those things to open up and have more time and energy toward the things that are more timeless and more important and make more of an impact. Also help us today as we go through our lives to stay away from these frivolous, quarrelsome arguments that mean nothing but cause separation in relationships. And I know, Father, in my life, most of the time those things track back to some sort of a pride issue, and help weed that out and just get rid of it. It doesn't mean anything. It's useless. So be with us today, and we love you for your strength, your grace, and your love. Amen. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for being here this morning in the morning routine. As you know, all the links will be in the show notes, like I told you, at the bottom of the Facebook or YouTube video. If you're listening on the podcast, just go to freedomconvo.com, click on the morning show, and it'll be right there for you. So I'll be here tomorrow morning with you. Until then, don't forget to say with me now, be who you were meant to be. Have a great day. I love you guys. Bye.